A physician's assistant is not the only type of PA, and although I chose a different path, I want to share with you why I didn't choose it, and I want you to know more about this awesome, lesser-known career. Hi everyone, I'm Danielle Denise and I would like to welcome you to my channel. For those of you who may not know me, I am currently in an entry-level Master's of Science in Nursing program, pursuing my second bachelor's degree in nursing and a Master's of Science in Nursing to become a psychiatric and mental health nurse practitioner. Prior to this, I almost became a pathologist assistant. However, life takes you on different paths. But I figured if I made this video, someone out there might find this career and this one might be the career for them. So before I go more in depth about why I didn't become a PA, I figured I can share with you guys a little bit more about the profession, what it is, what schooling looks like, and of course what everybody on YouTube likes to hear, how much they make, so salary will be given. I already understand that it can be confusing thinking like physician assistants, pathologist assistant, how are they different? Like what's going on? I think the American Association for Pathologists Assistants kind of just describe it best. They both kind of interact with physicians in the same manner. However, I would like to clarify that a physician's assistant can act as a provider. They can diagnose, they can prescribe, and a pathologist assistant works underneath a pathologist in like a lab setting or with autopsies and also examining surgical specimens. For example, if you need to get your spleen removed, your spleen would be taken to the pathology team and they are going to cut it open and examine and look from the inside out as to why you needed your spleen removed. They take pictures, they record their findings and like voice memos and taking notes, and they're looking deep within the tissues at the tissue level to see what's wrong. And that's just a brief example of what it is that they do. So say that interests you. If you want to go to school to become a pathologist assistant, you can expect to be trained academically and practically. There are similarities between going to physician assistant school and pathologist assistant school, only in the fact that the timeline is laid out similarly. The first year, it's all didactic coursework. The second year is mostly clinical based. And both programs are about 22 to 24 months in length. For pathologist assistant school, if you want to apply, you do have to take some prereqs. Those are biology, microbiology, anatomy and physiology, biochem and OChem. You can take one or the other, I believe. And you only need college math. You don't have to worry about calculus or trig or geometry, all of that extra stuff, just basic college math and English composition. After you get your prereqs out of the way, you just need some letters of recommendation and some shadowing experience with a pathologist assistant or in surgical pathology. I think now's a good time for me to share with you what my experience was like shadowing some pathologist assistants. I had the opportunity to do my shadowing at Loma Linda University, one of the schools for pathologist assistants. This experience was so amazing. Like really, if I did not follow through with the path that I'm on now, I probably would have gone all the way with being a pathologist assistant and I would have been done by now and knee deep in the profession. When I went, I was there by like 8 or 9. By 10 o'clock, I was in an autopsy. In that autopsy, there was a diener, there was a pathologist assistant student who was in her second year, I believe, a medical student in her third year. She told me she was in her pathology rotation, and me. That's it. It was amazing. The only experience I had close to that was in undergrad when we had cadaver labs. I had 2 different classes where we got to use the cadaver labs, and I was a TA, so that was another opportunity. But this was like live, everything was still fresh, the body still had its color. Like it was such a different experience, especially being on that side of healthcare. I mean, the person has already passed on, and usually what they're trying to do is prevent that in healthcare, but the individual is already gone, but you get to see how beautiful the human body is and how wonderfully we were created. I think it's amazing like that people get to do this as their profession and that they're passionate about it. So if that's you, I mean, the career is here. After the autopsy, I went back upstairs, did more touring of their facility, And then I got to sit with a pathologist who was dissecting the brain of a former colleague, and he basically sat and told me everything he was looking at, why he was looking for it, and just sharing all of this great knowledge. And I'm just like, I only took neurobiology just last semester, and here I am with an actual pathologist like sharing all this knowledge with me, and I'm just like absorbing it all. It was a really cool experience. I truly recommend it. That's just a little tidbit about what my experience was like. I did vlog it way back when, but it never got uploaded, but I'm so happy that I get to tell you guys about it now. So after you get your prereqs done, you get your letters of rec, and you do your shadowing, you gotta find your program. So I know of 3. I think it's University of Maryland, Loma Linda, of course, that's where I shadowed, and Duke. But the NAACLS has a list of schools and accredited programs. It's very similar to how I listed programs for like the school that I'm in right now and the program that I'm doing with nursing. They have it listed for Pathologists Assistant School on that website. I'll leave a link in the description box down below. Once you find a school or a program, let me tell you some of the classes that they take. They take surgical pathology, general pathology, embryology, medical photography, interprofessionalism, medical terminology, all of the ologies. And if you need a little refresher about medical terminology, I know of a free course that I took before I started my program. I'll leave it down in the description box, completely free. I'm not sponsored. If you need it, it's down there. And after a year of coursework, taking all of the ology courses and all of your practicum year, then you can sit for your board exam and become a registered or certified pathologist assistant. Isn't that cool? And then after that, like most healthcare professions, you have to be a lifelong learner. They make you take the continuing education credits, which you can get through going to conferences, you get from going to classes at your hospital or wherever you work, and you can also get them through modules. Us nursing students or nurses, once I'm a nurse, I'll have to do that as well. And lastly, no, I didn't forget the salary. Pathologist assistants make anywhere from 80K to 100 grand a year, give or take a few thousand on either end of the spectrum. With all that being said, you're probably ready to hear the answer to my question as to why I didn't become a PA or at least a pathologist assistant. And that is because life just kind of told me no. I never like finished my app. It was just, I shadowed, I had the prereqs already because as you can see, I was in this program and I had a job lined up as a lab tech at some lab somewhere. It doesn't even matter at this point. And things just kind of fell through with that. And then everything like before that just went down. And then like everything about nursing just like sprung up in front of me. All of these other opportunities and reminders of that. Basically all throughout undergrad, I was kind of preparing myself for the program that I'm in now, and that's just pretty much how it happened. So me thinking I had a plan for myself. It was going to be Pathologists Assistant School. I really did like it. Like that was gonna be my route, but God had other plans and said, honey, you're gonna be a nurse and a psych nurse at that. So I said, okay. And everything worked out. It was like smooth sailing after that. But like with Pathologist Assistant, it was like rolling and then I had like a roadblock. And then it was rolling and it was like a roadblock and I would get excited and then it would be like, no. And then like with nursing school, it was like smooth sailing. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm supposed to be a nurse. And I love it. I absolutely love it. But Pathologist Assistant would have been it. That would have been it. And that's just it. I hope that I introduced you to something new if you didn't know about it before, or if you heard about it maybe once and you wanted to know a little bit more about it. I hope that I answered some questions for you. If you do have any more, please leave them in the comment section down below. Honestly, I really felt the need to get this video out there. I feel like not too many people know about this career, and it's on the other side of healthcare. You're not working directly with the patient necessarily. Sometimes you're just working with an organ or two or their whole body at the autopsy. It's just a whole new world that the pathologists and pathologist assistants get to see. And it could be one person out there that finds this video and they feel like this career is for them. I think that's why I had to make this video. I don't know who that person is or who it might be, but I hope this video has helped you. I hope you feel like you found something, you know, and even if it's not, and even this isn't something that you might want to do, you know, I think it's best to try out different professions or look into different healthcare professions before you settle on one. I know everybody knows about being a doctor or a nurse. Those are like the two standards for healthcare, but there are so many other careers out there. And I hope to bring more to my channel and really bring some people onto my channel to tell you more about their professions. I hope this video helped. I hope you give it a thumbs up, leave me some comments down below. I look forward to hearing from you as always. If you're new, I advise you to stick around by clicking that subscribe button, check out some of the other videos on my channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. I will see you in my next video, and that's all that I have for you. Bye.